She said, my son is just now understanding he gets to make decisions, first year homeschooling, and it's new to him. So he still wants me to tell him what to do. He's 13. That is typical coming out of a school situation. It's just like, these are the classes you take. And so she asked, how can I help him take more ownership?
Well, we work on setting priorities with our kids because they do get a lot on their plates, right? And so if they can learn how to set priorities well and put their tasks into urgent and important boxes, explain it.
Sure. There are two types of priorities, as Beth mentioned, urgent and important. And the thing that you want to do is have a student, is it Paulina that you said is her name?
Paulita.
Oh, Paulita. Your young student who's 13 may have a list of all the different activities that he needs to do. What you can encourage him to do is say, I'm going to break all these tasks after I write them down on a piece of paper, break them down into one of four categories. What do I need to do first? So these are the most important and urgent items that need to be completed today or tomorrow at the latest. Number two would be those things that he needs to schedule. Those are important, but they're not urgent. And typically things aren't always urgent and important, but they should be scheduled for a specific time. Number three is to delegate or get help. And he may be saying, well, I'm a 13-year-old, how can I delegate to anybody? If somebody asks them, hey, listen, can you help my friend out for this? You could possibly say, hey, I have another friend who's better at this. And basically, in essence, diplomatically delegate the other person to do it. So that's urgent but not important, and get somebody else to do it for you. And then the fourth thing is, and this is something that too few young people do, is don't do it. It's neither important nor urgent. And so you don't need to do it at all. So once a student understands those concepts, they go through the list and put a 1, 2, 3, or 4 next to each one of the tasks. And he or she then has their sequence of priorities.
And they feel a little bit more control over their yes and no. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm not going to do. And gives them a little more independence.
But that's really normal for a young student who's been taught, listen, do this, get up at this time in the morning, go to this class, go to this class. And for you now to say, okay, now you're free, go do what you want to do. Our responsibility as parents is to provide the guide rails. They can play within the guide rails or within the hash marks of the football field or soccer field, as long as they feel the freedom to work within those boundaries. And then we can step in and help them when they stray.
But allow them to make mistakes too, right? That's so important. All their under your tutelage. Allow them to make those mistakes and deal.
Yeah. Well, as you two were talking about that, relating that to homeschooling, Paulita, I just want to, encourage you to write down your son's assignments for the whole week, and then follow the advice that Greg just gave you about allowing your son to prioritize the tasks. And if he wants to do all of his math on one day, as long as everything's done by the end of the week that he needs to get done. And he handles that in whatever manner he wants, and sometimes there will be consequences, because I've had children not do stuff and I've gotten to the end of the week and it wasn't done. But again, that's another learning lesson but they learn to take ownership, because there's consequences for not doing the work as well.
So, and one of the main struggles that kids have when they get to college is time management. So it's good to learn that early. Give them the tools to learn that at a young age.
Yeah. Well, Paulita said, I thank you. That should be a good start. Well, you're so very
good luck.
Yeah, exactly.